bush. Bust that bush. What? Bust that bush. Yeah. Bust that bush. Okay.
Yeah, belt buckle on today, but we are still busting the budget. The Cowboys make another move. Clarence Hill with this Jesse Holly. Jeff is somewhere probably having his last supper before he sacrifices his leg for the great good of the world. But the Cowboys are at it again. They're still working. They just signed PJ Locke. Christian Parker gets another one of his guys from Denver, right? Was it at Denver? Another guy added to the secondary. Now, this is the piece right now for the Cowboys. Again, this is a guy, and Clarence we'll get more into it. This is a guy who has a year of starting, but it's primarily a backup, plays some of the slot, plays some free safety, core special teams guy. So this is one of those things we talk about all the time. A coach goes and gets guys that are familiar with their system, that understands their verbiage and terminology, and can help you in multiple areas. Christian Parker has talked about this ad nauseum about versatility. He wants guys who are smart, who are versatile, and that he can use in many different places. And I think the Cowboys just added another one to Christian Parker's repertoire.
Yeah, and one thing we've been talking about is you got to have a vision for the player, and clearly the Cowboys have a vision for him. You look at the graph that John had up there. He's played free safety. He's also played the slot. He can do different things. His numbers look similar to Jalen Thompson. You can put Jalen Thompson up there. It's similar. 4% free safety, around 25% in the slot. Can play box. He can do those things, so they can be interchangeable. He won't give you an ID. So you can't decide how they're playing defense. They can be interchangeable back there. But again, you're talking about a career backup who did have some starting experience. He started a lot last year when their starting safety got hurt and they didn't miss a beat. Had a big interception in the playoff game against Buffalo. So here's a guy that's experienced player, former undrafted free agent for Pittsburgh, who got it out the third, made himself into a player. A lot of people didn't think he would stick. He played at Texas, kid from Beaumont, again, undrafted, come out of college, but he's proven to be a solid NFL player. I would say he's a rich man's Wanye Thomas. Who was their backup, who a lot of people thought should push for a starting job, special teams guy. The Cowboys have moved on from Wanye Thomas, but they had a guy like PJ Locke, who's a core special teams player. Again, help you on special teams like Wanye Thomas, but also can start, also can play the slot, also can do a lot of different things. And again, a guy that's familiar with CP's scheme, a guy that CP is familiar with, who he has seen grow from an undrafted guy to a guy that they can count on. And so you pair him with Thompson. It's just 1-1. You pair him with Thompson and Hooker, and you got three safeties that can play free. Because Hooker's a classic free safety. These two are free safeties, but they also have box experience. They also have slot experience. They can do different things. Again, we talked about Parker, want to have multiple defense, want to be versatile, want guys to be versatile, do multiple things. He fits right into what they want to do.
Yeah, and this doesn't stop the Cowboys from doing more things in the secondary. Just a one-year deal, $5 million. So whether it be draft, whether it be through more free agent signings, when you talk about a one-year deal, this is something that is more of a right now type of thing. This isn't a future type of thing. So it does not stop the Cowboys from still exploring even better guys at that position that they have right now. But again, another one of these type of things. This is how you build out rosters. See, this is those roster building things that you see Christian Parker doing right now, with putting pieces in place that gives him a level of comfortability, and he's able to look at that and go, you know what? If I don't have the exact guy that I like, I have a couple of guys that I like that can get the job done until I find my next Reed Blankenship, or find my next Quinyon Mitchell, or find my next Patrick Surtain, or so have you. So these guys are good placeholders. They are more than capable. I think one of the big things is you're talking about veteran and veteranship, and also when you talk about playing all those different spots, smart players.
Right.
These are all smart players. When you're able to play in the box, deep, slot, that tells me that you understand coverages, you understand formations, you understand a lot of different things. And so PJ Locke added to the fold for Christian Parker's defense, giving him another smart, versatile player to add out there to give this defense just another opportunity to still build this thing. And we just also recently saw, and I don't know if this is the reason why, but Kenny Clark's deal was restructured. You got your
Right.
finger up, Clarence. You got the church finger up.
Well,
What's up?
I got my church finger up. Did you just make up a word, veteranship? I mean, you said veteranship. I just want to
Yeah,
you know,
veteranship. That's a
is that a
word.
word? That's a word.
Yeah, for sure.
Veteranship.
Yeah. Veteranship.
Okay, I'm just saying. I
Yeah.
never heard of veteranship.
Yeah, that's a level above veteran.
I got
Sure.
that.
Yeah.
You got that veteranship.
You got your normal veteran, then you got your veteranship.
You
Those
got
been
that
around a little bit
veteranship.
longer.
Yeah. So yeah, and you're right. I was gonna reset this self. And we talked about it. You know, when you saw them making moves, you see them clearing room. It's a precursor. It's a precursor.
Yep, Clarence, we can't hear you. We can't hear you. Yep. So, yeah, as Clarence was saying, a precursor. The Cowboys just redid Kenny Clark's deal, opening up some more money in the cap space. And normally, what that means is that yes, it's a precursor to what Clarence was trying to say. Is that they don't have a bunch of money, so you're going to see a lot of these other deals continue to be restructured, and that's just a precursor to the fact that they're freeing up some money to go sign some of these players. Now, again, it would be great if you go ahead and you sign George Pickens long term. You have a lot more money to deal with, but you're going to nickel and dime your way through this thing, and so this might not be the last time you see a player get his deal restructured, get his get freeing up some more money so the Cowboys can go and pick up some more players in free agency.
Yeah, man. And again, you like the moves. I mean, you know, we wanted to do more. Is busted budget blowing us out right now? Because this music is killing me right now. But you wanted we wanted Max. You know, we wanted to get a linebacker, but to get these two safeties to go with what they already got in Rashawn Gary, so that you got Jalen Thompson. Again, the Cowboys are chopping wood. They're, it's funny. I put chopping wood on Twitter yesterday. Some young guy didn't know what chopping wood was. You know, they didn't know what chopping. I'm like, what is wrong with these young people? How do you not know what chopping was? They're working, they're deliberately working. They're working hard to accomplish their goals, and that's what you're doing. This is just another example of it's not splashy, but this is deliberate. This is chopping wood, getting the guys they want.
No, and that's another thing. So as you get closer to the draft, it's eliminating the necessary need so that when I get into the draft, that I don't have these blaring needs where I have to pick a certain position during the draft. And so if the Cowboys can continue to kind of just chop wood, to use a Clarence Hill colloquialism or what have you, yeah, that's what they want to do. They want to just keep chopping wood and just keep eliminating just the dire need when it gets to the draft so that they're more freely to just pick and choose as they see fit and not have to be kind of hamstrung to one particular thing or a particular player.
Chiming in to let you know that the Cowboys have signed a nose tackle as well. There's no better way to communicate this to you other than getting my beautiful name. So Cowboys have agreed to terms with nose tackle Otito Ogbonnia, 1 year, $3 million deal from the Chargers. Played 42 games and 20 starts in 4 seasons in LA. Bye.
They beefed up there. I wonder why Busted Budget was blowing in our ear because they signed somebody. Like we trying to talk and we got Busted Budget blowing in the ear again. They're beefing up front. They're beefing up the defensive tackle position. Now, if I'm Ricky Specky with Jeff, does this mean something going on with Oso? What you think? Because Jeff been throwing it out there, okay?
I like a little Recky Specky. I mean, the Cowboys, they would like to have some of those, day 2 draft picks. And I don't know what Osa was spring back, but no second round pick, no third round pick. Maybe they can move Osa. But I know that he just did. His contract is the freshest out of all those guys up front. But if somebody's going to eat a lot of that money and take on that contract, then again, they for what they're transferring to, they have some flexibility with those guys up front where they can say, hey, we can do without one of these other guys. And being that player coach recognition, Kenny Clark being with Christian Parker in Green Bay, familiar there, so he understands it.
Yeah, and again, Kenny Clark is a nose, but you want to have him to be able to rotate with somebody. And again, and we know Quentin Williams can do it, but he's not your classic nose. Osa is not your classic nose. You need another nose guy, some insurance, somebody to rotate with Kenny Clark at that nose position. So that's what they got with the other signing. But again, as we pointed out earlier, you make the move to clear cap room with Kenny Clark's contract. Something's coming down the pipe, and so we got 2 deals done today. We got 2 deals done today coming down the pike after clearing that cap room.
Absolutely. So 2 deals done. Cowboys still chopping wood, and we're going to keep this thing locked and loaded. So if any more news breaks throughout the rest of this day outside of the PJ Locke and now signing a defensive tackle.
Hook 'em horns, PJ Locke. Hook 'em horns. Hook 'em horns.
We'll be right here with you to bring it back for the emergency pod. Again, tell a friend, Cowboys, DLS Cowboys podcast, man. This is how we do, man. It doesn't matter where we at, what's going on. When the news drop, we got you. All right, man. We out of here until the next Bust That Budget. John, take us out of here with that Bust the Budget song.
Bust that budget. Bust that budget. All right. Bust that budget. Yeah. Bust that budget. Okay. Bust that budget. Bust that budget. What? Bust that budget. Yeah. Bust that budget. Okay.